Hey guys and gals, I'm Daka Joe, and today I'm going to take you through this nightmare. Crucible Knights are a pretty common enemy, and besides the giant monster lobsters and the crabs, these guys are the worst to face off against. They hit hard, suck butt to figure out, and really just have the best drip in the whole game. I'm here to tell you exactly how to beat these scrumptious armored daddies extremely easy, low diff, no thinking whatsoever. You have to get good.
Oh, come on, man, I can't have shit in this house!
It's the motto of every Soulsborne player, but that's really what it takes to beat these guys. Constantly getting stomped, dick slapped, and out-of-stammed into oblivion. But it's not about how hard you can get hit, it's about how hard you can get hit and keep moving forward. So if you are like me, you went your entire first playthrough completely avoiding parrying. Why? Because it's hard. Unfortunately, the best way to beat these guys is a combination of parrying and getting some attacks in when you have a window. Obviously later on in the game you can burst these down pretty fast, but I'm not here to talk about late game. We are in the trenches of early game, trying to take every victory we can, lads. This is a fresh account, low level character going up against the first Crucible Knight you can find at the Stormhill Everjail. First off, we need to get the buckler. I know plenty of other YouTubers have covered the parrying frames and yada yada logistics. Point is, you have seen and heard it already. Head to Gatekeeper Gostek and buy the buckler shield for like 1800 runes and then head back. You're going to be failing a lot. If this is your first go at parrying, and that's okay. I wouldn't recommend other enemies for now, as Crucible Knights are actually some of the easiest guys to parry compared to the other scum you'll find in the game, and it'll help you get used to their timing that much faster. Once you have the buckler, let's jump on in. Now, parrying is a secret art. My first inclination was to parry it when the weapon was just about to hit me, but that's wrong. That'll cause you to be in the early parry frame window. You'll take lower damage than just a head-on attack, but it still sucks. What you really need to zoom in on is when the knight raises his weapon to attack. There will be a small delay and then BAM! That first movement forward is what you are aiming for. I'd say as soon as you see his sword hand start to even move a millimeter forward, that's when you need to hit that parry button. It's going to take some time to nail it down at first, but eventually you'll get it to where you can parry almost all of his attacks. Once he's parried, get that juicy critical hit. He will fall to the ground, and this leaves you with just enough time to get in one more jump attack for some extra damage. Just know that almost immediately after your jump attack, he's going to be coming in for another hit. Be mindful of your stamina bar, as since this is the early game, you're probably going to be pretty low on the endurance stat. Usually, if you have around 30% stamina, I just back off, create some space, and regen that green bar. Now you can rinse, wash, repeat this method to victory. I found that the easiest ones to parry for me were his long distance attacks. If you sprint away and put in some space, he will rush towards you and then thrust. It does a shit ton of damage, but since it's so easy to see, it should be easy to parry.
Yeah, right.
Same thing, he has one where he rushes towards you and cleaves the ground. It's the same concept, wait for that parry and then get the critical. That's it, you've beat Elden Ring now. Unfortunately, not all of his attacks can be parried, and like other enemies, namely the Godskin Apostle and Noble, he has a second phase. This is when he gets all angelic and shit, so put on your earmuffs and let's stomp this Jehovah's Witness. He has two ground stomp attacks. If he raises one foot with his shield still out, this is like the basic version. He will slam down his foot, creating an earthquake towards you. Simply jump up and prepare to parry his next incoming attack. However, if he puts his shield away, that's like the Big Mac large version of it. He will two-hand his sword and slam his foot down. Same concept, just jump up. This time he will follow up with a sword combo. He overhead chops his sword down and then does a two-spin slash around himself. Dodge into the first chop and then pause for a second and then dodge again. Usually you can get 2 hits or a jump attack in depending on your weapon. Same as before, just be careful of where your stamina is. Next up he has a shield bash. It's pretty telegraphed as well, just wait for him to start arching his shield up and roll into him for a quick attack. At about half health he's going to decide to go Super Saiyan. He's going to stomp the ground in a burst of light, and unless you are just right on top of him, this isn't going to hit you. It also only happens once, so you won't have to make a mental note of it or anything. His next big attack, he sprout wings and goes in for a swooping charge. You can dodge roll through it, but it's way cooler to just jump over it. It's hella cinematic too, so why not? I know I'm sounding like a squeaky washing machine, but same concept, wait for that forward momentum and then just jump over him. He also grew a tail. This thing hurts and comes out hella fast. You'll just have to be careful as he starts adding this in some of his sword combos, so just make sure to watch his ass and his hands. I mean, they are right next to each other, and you've got two eyes, so, you know, just don't suck. He does have one attack that will probably one-shot you, and that's his two-tail sweep. Dodge to the left for a better iframe window in order not to die. It's a really big attack, so you should be able to see it coming. I think that's all of his attacks covered. I definitely hope this helps beat this snub. I gotta say that in my first playthrough, I dreaded fighting these guys, like I just couldn't get a handle on them whatsoever. Some quick equipment tips to help you. If you can go ahead and get the Assassin's Crimson Dagger Talisman, you can find this in the Death Touch Catacombs after you defeat the Black Knife Assassin. It'll let you regen health every time you get a critical hit, so you really don't have to worry about using a flask unless you get desperate. I'd also get the Claw Talisman as well. It enhances your jump attack, and you can find it on the rooftops in Stormvale Castle. If you're going to get one of these things, then definitely get the Crimson Dagger Talisman. The constant regen will probably carry you through the entire fight. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed. Please leave a like or a comment on the video. Best jokes and useful tips get pinned. As always, thank you so much for watching.